Imagine you are still in your teenage years and going through the co-educational hell named high school. You get bullied every day by a big dude for no apparent reason. But one day, everything changes when your bully turns into a girl with a thick dump truck. The real question is, what would you do in this situation? The manga begins with a dream sequence, where we can see someone giving a flower to our protagonist. It looks like he is getting confessed by someone. Before we can know what happens next, someone starts banging on his bedroom door. Meet the protagonist of the day, Hayato, who is rocking that hentai protagonist haircut. His mom prompts him to come down because the breakfast is ready. He looks to his side, only to find out that today is 9th September, which means the school starts today. After doing his morning side quests, he goes outside and heads towards school. But his ADHD brain immediately gets distracted by flowers, and then by a cat lying on the ground. Looks like bro has been watching too much Skibidi Toilet lately. Suddenly, he remembers that he doesn't have time to get sidetracked by these distractions. So he starts running, and lucky for him, he gets to school before it was too late. Before their first class of the day, Hayato is approached by a girl with two big personalities. He gets confused and wonders what is she doing here, because this is an all-boys school. Our boy gets distracted by them big hearts, so the girl grabs his collar and asks if he is listening. Hayato gets flustered and asks, "Do I know you? Are you messing with me?" "You know who I am," says the girl. "I'm the only one who bothers talking to you." Those words ring a bell in his ears, and he remembers his bully, Tsukasa Asagi. In a flashback, it is revealed that at the beginning of his high school journey, Hayato wasn't able to make friends. Tsukasa was the only person who went out of his way to talk to him. He would often make fun of him and was mean to him. Furthermore, he would also make Hayato buy him snacks. Occasionally, he would grab his collar and ask him for money, disguising it as his monthly payment for being his friend. In the present time, Hayato asks Tsukasa, "Why are you a girl?" He tells him to shut up, because even he doesn't have the answer to his weird situation. While flaunting his thick dump truck, he turns around and tells Hayato to meet him at their usual spot after school.
A few moments later.
They both meet up at their usual spot, and Tsukasa demands his weekly payment for being Hayato's friend. At first, he gets nervous, but then he grabs Tsukasa's big personalities and starts massaging them. This makes Tsukasa angry, and he glares at him asking if it is some kind of a prank. Hayato then grabs his wrists and pins him against the wall. Tsukasa realizes that he can't use his strength due to his altered body, so he threatens Hayato and tells him that he won't let him get away with this. Hayato was getting tired of hearing Tsukasa talk, so he plants a kiss on his lips and shuts him up. Now, some of you might think this is gay, but picture this. What if one day your homie turned into Sydney Sweeney? I don't know about you guys, but I'm clapping them cheeks aggressively. Similarly, Hayato smashes them bakery buns of Tsukasa and glazes them with his white sauce.
The next day.
Tsukasa thought he might revert back to his usual self the next day, but unfortunately for him, that wasn't the case. But since he is a girl now, guys are staring at them left and right. He can even feel the lust in the eyes of this side character, who is irrelevant to this story. "I'll be made fun of if they found out I was clapped by Hayato," he says to himself. With this thought in his mind, Tsukasa tries his best to avoid Hayato. During their lunch break, he goes to the restroom and decides to eat his lunch in one of the bathroom stalls. But Tsukasa forgot to lock the stall, and unfortunately for him, Hayato was going to use the same stall as well. So he goes full-on degenerate mode and started doing hentai protagonist stuff with Tsukasa. While he is clapping them cheeks, two boys enter the restroom. They then hear a girl's voice and wonder if it is Tsukasa. Hayato tells him to keep it down, because if they got caught, they will be in trouble. Saying this, he starts giving Tsukasa them daddy backshots. The following day, Tsukasa goes to school rooftop because he wants to eat his lunch in peace. He sits down and exclaims he avoided bathroom this time because he might run into Hayato again. But unfortunately for him, Hayato came to the school rooftop in order to get some fresh air. Too bad for Tsukasa, he was forced to do cultural stuff with him. During their physical education class, Tsukasa was doing jumping jacks. But in reality, something was jumping, and it wasn't Jack. He was concerned about his Jigglypuff standing out from rest of students. So he excused himself and went to the equipment room to catch his breath. But Hayato, being the man of culture he is, was one step ahead and followed him there. Tsukasa then gave him the Gok Gok 3000 treatment and started riding Hayato's anaconda. Suddenly, a fellow student noticed Tsukasa and asked, "What are you doing here?" He told him that he was asked to clean the storeroom, hence why he is here. The boy then notices his flushed cheeks and asks if he is okay. But Tsukasa says, "It's all right here, and the room is just a little dusty." After the boy is gone, Hayato shifts his gear and finishes strong.
Later that same evening.
While going back home from school, Hayato starts teasing Tsukasa, so he tells him to stop and says that he will do whatever he wants. so they both go to a hotel, and Hayato makes him wear a bunny suit. Interesting choice. He then starts taking pictures of him, but he starts blushing and tells him to stop it. Later, they play Super Smash Bros. In front of a mirror, and Tsukasa can't believe it. He says, "I'm a man." But then Hayato claps his cheeks, and he slowly drowns in pleasure. The next day, while walking to school, Hayato asks him, "Why were you giving me a hard time?" But instead of directly answering him, Tsukasa mumbles, "Because you forgot about me." Hayato couldn't hear him properly, so he asks, "What was that?" But like a true tsundere, Tsukasa says, "It was nothing," and keeps walking. With this conclusion, this one-shot manga comes to an end.